Alright, welcome back guys. We are now on bag C of the Phoenix build. So we're going to start with the chassis rails and obviously bag C. So let's see what the first steps are. It's telling us to install a servo and a servo horn first. But I'm not going to do the servo just yet. I'll install that later. And they're talking about into this piece. We've got some screws here. I went ahead and opened the bag of screws and just kind of piled them all together as to which ones were which. So now it wants us to take the rear. Let's set these chassis rails out of the way. So we're going to take this rear and the top for it and the block. Put the little block in there like that. This sets down over top of it. And then we've got M3 by 10 millimeter, 4 of them. And they will be these. We'll run these in with the drill. Alright, so that's now assembled. And step 3 is to grab the chassis rail for the driver's side. This is towards the back. And then we will grab the front servo tray. And this will sit right in that channel like so. And then we've got this piece and this one. What part number is that? Doesn't say. It's one of these. I think they're all identical. 1s and 2s. 2 2s and 2 1s. And by looking at the instruction sheet, it's going to be a number 2 because the way that this sits towards the front, and this one bolts in here. So that's a shock tower and a body post. And then you've got your panhard mount here. And this will go just like this in those holes. So now we need 2 of the M3 by 10 millimeters, which are, I believe, are these. Yes. And of course, it's a 2.5 millimeter driver that we're going to need. Torque it down by hand. Okay. Then we've got number 2 of the shock tower mount. That one's going to go right here, and we will use 2 of these M3 by 10 millimeters with the rounded head on it. Not rounded head, but the recessed head. I don't know what you call these things. Okay. Then you've got M3 by 8 millimeter, which I'm assuming are these shorter ones. So let's test fit it. Yep, those are it. Those look to be a 2.5 again. And those will go right into here. Torque them down by hand. Alright, next we've got the center skid and the rock slider. And if you look at it, I believe this is how it bolts onto the chassis. These are the outsides. But yeah, actually I grabbed the right one the first time. Alright, and then this will slide down into the rail somehow like this. Make sure all the holes line up on the back side. Like so. And then you've got 4 of the M3 by 10 millimeters, which are these a little bit longer ones. Okay. And they will run, we need 3 of them, not 4. It will run into these just like that. Let's see if we can get to stand up for a second. All right, there we got the rear, which also slides down into the chassis rail. It's almost like it was made to go that way. Then we've got M3 by 6 millimeter, which is going to be the last little stubby, at least for my pile over here. That one will go into the front. Alright, then we've got M3 by 10 millimeter, goes into the top one here. Then you've got number, says note direction, which if you look at it, it looks like it's towards the front again. So this one will go here, and then we'll switch back to the 2 millimeter. Get these flat screws, and then we'll start this one. These go, so you're going to skip one and go in. Oops. That's what happens when you get a little jumpy with the guns. Sometimes you'll slip out of the screw head and you'll end up messing up, and then you can't get them back out. Again, ask me how I know. Alright, then we've got some more of the 10 millimeters. We need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And we need to switch back to the 2.5. And you got the last 3 holes. Okay. Bring you up a little bit. Alright, so that's done with that page. And then again, you just do it in the opposite with the other chassis rail. This one will come in like so. Kind of snaps in. We'll turn it upside down and see if that helps a little bit. Which it might not. Probably not. I'll probably do it this way. Alright, and that's it. That's the assembly of the chassis. Get your front bumper bracket with the servo mount, your shock towers, which are also body mounts, rear shock towers, sliders, skid with the transmission skid cover. Pretty cool, it's got some scale bolts in there. And this box that I'm assuming could be a receiver box. Just has a hole in the top of it. It's just a big empty box, but your rear bumper mounts into there. So that's it for this part. So stay tuned, stick around. We're doing the transmission next. So like and subscribe and keep following along, guys.